Libra, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. So this is going to be your Celtic cross. Keep in mind, Libra does not have to be just your sun, moon, or your rising. It can be any placement. If you don't have any planet placements, you do have a house that occupies Libra energy. And remember to take what resonates and throw out what doesn't. And if nothing resonates, check out your other sign placements. Okay, what's going on for Libra? Ooh. You're currently feeling a little stuck, a little trapped. Possibly maybe just in your mind. Challenging you. We've got reflection. Struggling doing some shadow work right now. The whole root. We've got shattered. Yeah. Some sadness, possibly a broken heart, recent past, forbidden. Okay, there may have been some cheating, some flirting going on with somebody you were with somebody else, higher self. You have the love unconditional. Okay. Near future, we've got foresight. So you have possibly coming up very soon a new direction or path or a choice of which way you're going to go. Currently, yeah, things are coming to light for you. You're starting to see things. Around you, we have the pursuit. Yeah, somebody's probably always in pursuit of other people with the forbidden in the past still going on. Your hopes and fears, we've got the terms. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe seeing if you can work things out, come to terms, an agreement on the connection. The outcome, we've got the faith card. So, yeah. Hopefully things can work out. Maybe something you're hoping on comes to fruition with the situation. Let's dig in. So why are you feeling trapped? Whoop. Well, right, first card out, we've got the moon. Yeah. King of Wands. Four Swords. Yeah. So you're possibly dealing with the King of Wands. Somebody who's good looking, passionate, has charisma, can sell ice to an Eskimo, right? That kind of person, can attract a lot of people. So you've had some time to think about like what it is that you haven't seen in this connection. And that's why right now you're currently stuck in your head because you're thinking about, what's the lie here? What is it I'm not seeing about this particular person? What is this challenge with the facing the truth, dark night of the soul? Four of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. So I think you're seeing the truth. It's a challenge for you, but I think you're at a point where you're starting to see the truth that this person doesn't want just one cup, right? They don't want any opportunities of living together, settling down, getting married, and you're seeing this. It's a truth, it's a struggle, but I think you are seeing it with the moon here, okay? Because, you're having time to reflect on this particular connection. And they're not interested in just your cup, right? Because you'll see here the divine's handing this person one cup, but their arms are crossed, and there's other cups in front of them, and they don't want the one, which I believe is you trying to offer yourself up to be in this one-on-one committed solid, let's move in, it's me and you, we're gonna get married. You're realizing this person may not really want that. Okay, so shattered, the whole root of this. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you do have a little bit of a broken heart over it. It's a little bit of a disappointment because you really have it for this person. Okay, I get it. Yeah, 5 of Wands. The Sun. The High Priestess. Yeah, so the High Priestess knows, right? Her subconscious tells her things. You're seeing it, you're getting it. You're seeing that this person is very happy when there is people competing for their love and attention. It makes them feel good, and they're open about it, right? So maybe that's just it, is they were always open about it, but you didn't really want to see it, right? um we always hope we can change somebody, right? But the reality is they have to want to do it themselves. And I think you're coming to this conclusion, and it's heartbreaking. It hurts because you're like, man, I see myself with this person. I see us getting into something that's solid and real, moving in. And, you know, your intuition is kicking in. They prefer people, competing for their attention. They're out in the open doing it. They're not hiding this. And, a lot of times we want to block that out and think that we can change it. And I think you're coming to the realization this is not something you can change. So let's go to this recent past. Oh. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups. The Lovers, yeah. So this person walked completely away. They rejected any kind of emotional connection with a strong connection. So I believe you are the strong connection because, like I said, the divine handing that one cup. So it is a strong connection between you two. But it takes two parties to pick it. And this person has, in the recent past, is all about, temptations and flirting, giving in to other people competing for their attention, and they emotionally walked away from this connection. So they have already walked away and didn't provide any kind of, you know, it's like maybe this person doesn't give like the family vibe. You know, they're the King of Wands. King of Wands is all about having a good time. They're not always ones to settle down. Can they? Yeah. But in this situation, this person to me seems like they're a mature adult who's made the decision. I do not want to be in any type of one-on-one connection, at least not now. Right? But that doesn't mean you wait on them, right? What is your higher self? See, we've got the love. So I feel like this is your higher self telling you, hey, you want love. You want unconditional love. You want union between two people. That's not happening here with this person. Tell me about the love. Yeah, 9 of Cups. You know what your wish fulfillment is. You know. Yeah, Empress. See, you want to get married. You want to be the wife. Or husband. There is no gender in tarot. Just remember that you could be a masculine just as well, okay? Just want to point that out. Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're tired of waiting. Your higher self is like, look, you know what you want, right? Just like I think this King of Wands knows what they want right now. They want to get out. They want to have fun. They don't want to be emotionally connected. You, however, have a wish fulfillment. You want to become the Empress, the Emperor, right? And you're tired of waiting because you want love. You want that union. You want the connection. Your higher self is telling you this. That's why you're realizing the truth about this King of Wands. It's kind of like maybe they've always been open about that, and maybe you've tried to work with it and stick thinking maybe they'll change their mind, but you're realizing, okay, this person, not right now. There is not really any chance of them changing their mind. However, you know what you want to. So in the near future coming up, you've got a decision, you've got a choice, you've got a path, you've got a path to pick. So tell me about this foresight. We've got the Hanged Man. Justice, that's you. It's your power card, Libra. And we've got the Knight of Swords. Yeah, in the near future, you're going to come to a fork in the road. You're already feeling this. You're already discovering what the situation is. You're seeing it for what it is. And now you're going to come to the fork in the road. And I feel like you're going to let go of this person, right? It's your truth. I get a feeling, though, when you come to the fork in the road and you finally decide, okay, I need to let this go. This is my truth. You're giving yourself justice, right? You've given this situation time. It hasn't changed. Now you're going to give yourself justice. I feel like they're going to come rushing in to talk, though. I do. They're going to come rushing in as soon as you let go. Let's go over here real quick to how you're currently feeling about this. Yeah, conversation is going to start to come in from this person fairly quickly. But be mindful, because a Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords can be a lot of fast talking. Remember what I said. The King of Wands can sell ice to an Eskimo, right? You're going to want to be mindful, and I think that's why the fork in the road is here. I feel like you're going to be faced with the challenge of, do I move forward? Because I know what I want. I know I want to get married. I'm going to find somebody who matches my energy. Or are you going to hold back a little longer for this person? You want to make sure they're not trying to keep you in competition with other people. Remember, they like that. So if you let go, then that's one less person competing for their attention, and that takes away from them. So let's go to this illuminate then currently with the truth, confession, shedding light. Page of Cups. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles. You're already feeling this person. They're emotionally immature, and I'm not saying that in a malicious way or a mean way. It's just they, like I said, 10 of Cups in reverse, they're like, I don't want to be emotionally completely connected, right? Like family oriented. You realize they don't have a whole lot of emotion to give. And at the same time, you're waking up to this person doesn't make you feel stable. You know, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is unstable, right? Feeling a bit codependent. And at the same time, they still leave you out in the cold. They don't have enough. And your intuition is guiding you correctly right now, okay? So you need to listen to your intuition. You do not feel stable. Remember, you wanted the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is stable. And you wanted something real. And you're, at the same time, you're totally waking up to this. You're totally seeing this. But this person's going to come in and fast talk, and you will need to remain listening to your intuition and not letting somebody fog it, because that does happen. You know, your intuition can be on point, and because they know how you feel about them, they can come in, talk real fast, you know, tell you what you want to hear real quickly, as they know you're walking out the door. You know, you're getting ready to move to another area, another neighborhood, you know, another state or whatever. They know this. And so they're going to reach out quickly to see if they can still keep you in a chokehold to them. What's the pursuit for them? Page of Swords. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. This person is always chasing down other opportunities because they were hurt in the past. So I don't know if it was something between you and them or if it was before you. So they always keep an eye out for new opportunities because they have a broken heart from the past they never healed from, right? Because if you heal from it, you're able to allow yourself to be vulnerable and get back into another emotional connection. This person doesn't have the emotions, they block them, right? You know, they don't give a lot and they don't have a lot to offer. They're not emotionally available. You get this. And it's something from their past. So your hopes and fears is, terms, right? Maybe you do kind of hope that this will work out with this person, but at the same time, you're afraid that it won't because, like I said, your intuition's on point. It's just borderline because of the feelings you have for this person, and that happens. That's why they say love can be blind. But at some point, we have to be strong enough to say, I'm going to continue to move on and let this go. I know what I want. They do not. Even though they've shown you they're not ready to be in a serious, mature emotional connection. Not at this time. That's why they have their eye always out chasing other people. They have to do their own healing. So part of this challenge is, you seeing the truth, but the challenge is them doing their healing work. I don't know though, with the faith in the outcome, maybe there is a chance this person could start to do the work because like I said, if they come in fast enough, depending on the conversation and how well you set the boundaries up with that conversation, may trigger this person into doing some healing work, whether, you go to therapy or counseling or, you two start working on it together, right? As a team. So let's go to the terms. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, opening up, not being closed off, and yeah, the Tower, making themselves uncomfortable, letting go of what happened in the past. Yeah, and Two of Pentacles, and stop being busy juggling everybody. You're hoping that, they can come to their reality quick, that they've got to stop keeping their eye out for other opportunities just because they don't want to get emotionally vulnerable with you. And, you're like, can they do this quickly? Can they start to open up? Four Pentacles in the reverse. If it was in the upright, that would be them holding back. It's greedy, holding to themselves, keeping to themselves, not opening up. And you're like, you're hoping that they can. You're hoping that they can swiftly start, getting uncomfortable and taking a look at why is it that you juggle so many people and keep it surface level? Because you see the back here is the water, and this guy's, juggling the Two Pentacles, which is opportunities, constantly keeping opportunities up in the air while the emotions are, the water's, choppy and rough, and they're like, oh no, when it comes to emotions, they're like, oh no, I don't see that. Let me just kind of keep everything. I'm not looking. I'm just hey, you want to go out for a drink? Yeah. Oh, okay. You want to go out for dinner? Okay. I'll see you next week. I'll see, keeping it surface and light because they don't want to get into the thick water because they're going to feel seasick, right? You're hoping that they can do this. But the outcome, we do have, there is faith, wishing, praying, hoping. So there could be something here. I think it would all depend on the conversation you have with this person. Like I said, the boundaries you set down, if they want to come in. 10 of Pentacles. That's the long term. Settling down, making it real. Like you and me. 4 Wands, are we going to move in? Are we going to go to the next level? Are we going to get married? Are we going to be, steady where we're not juggling other people? We're being open about the fact it's just me and you in this connection, whatever that means to you. Yeah. There is some hope. Let's see. 8 of Wands. That's a lot of communication, rapid communication, and action, taking action towards. I mean, this one might turn out. Okay, we got something in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. The outcome here can be, if there's a lot of communication, a lot more communication moving back and forth about, hey, what does our future look like? Can we do long term? I'd like the family. I'd like the picket fence, whatever that means to you. It's going to be, the 10 of Pentacles is different for everybody. But it's talking about that future, what it means to you with this person, and if you can talk rapidly and this person can get over holding back any real solid communication, there is hope. The question is, can this person do it? And I think that's to be determined when it comes to your conversation when you come to the fork in the road in the near future. There is a chance, right? There is a definite chance. Let's pull an emotional card for you and your person and see where we're at here. And like I said, I feel like this person was always open about the fact that you two are not in a one-on-one connection. So it's not like this person was lying. It's just you were hopeful they would eventually come around and see that, hey, you're a good, strong connection. You're a lover, right? Sent from the divine. You're this a correct person, or at least you're meant to be in a connection. Whether that goes anywhere or not, that's between you two. Everybody has free will. But yes, at least a chance for the connection to get up off the ground to where it is a one-on-one connection trying to build towards the future. Yes, I do believe that, but I also think this person was very open. So it's not like you can be mad at this person or feel like they were being sneaky. It was just a whole lot of, I know what I want. I've been trying to get this person on the same page, but okay, they're not. This sucks. Time's getting away. Maybe you're getting older. And you're done with the waiting, right? Because there has to be a real reason to wait. And the question is, was this person ever going to heal? Because people heal on different timelines. You can't force somebody to heal on whatever happened in a past relationship. You know, they have to be the ones to face that. And maybe the fact of you letting go triggers it. And that's why they're like, wait a minute, I need to come in. We need to talk about this. But then is it going to get real? Right? Okay, so let's get an emotional card for Libra. Lost. Yeah, you're feeling lost. Being lost is an emotion of losing your sense of direction, leaving you feeling uncertain. Being lost reminds you that sometimes confusion is necessary as it forces you to reassess yourself, reconnect with your inner guidance, and move towards what you truly desire. Don't forget, that's exactly, and I'll let you see, lost. That is exactly what your higher self was telling you. Remember, you had love. It was genuine connection. You want to be a wife or a husband, a girlfriend, you know, a boyfriend. You want a steady connection. You don't want to wait on this anymore. Again, you feeling lost made you realize after a certain period of time, okay, it's no guarantee with this person. All right, I got it. I've got to start getting myself prepared to let go, to cleanse yourself so you can start heading towards somebody who matches your vibration on what it is that you want. And you feeling lost and confused during this time benefited you because it made you wake up to the reality of, I don't know what this person's going to do, right? Your intuition's been telling you the whole time. So what about this King of Wands? What is the emotions for this person? And we are still in the Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer. That is people being in their emotions. It is coming back. So you may have already had a bit of a little bit of a separation period where maybe you stopped reaching out as much so they could feel the energy of you letting go. And this is them, you know, hurrying up to come back. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Faith again. But that was the outcome. Look. The outcome, I think, is both of you having the faith. This person having faith in the fact that you do not represent what happened to this person in the past. I'm getting this feeling it wasn't you. I think this person was hurt and wounded from previous relationships. And so they just got this stale taste in their mouth and thought, because they still wanted the connection. They want connection. They didn't want the emotional connection because it hurts. So somebody hurt them emotionally. We do have Chiron in the sign of Taurus, which is about, you know, your value, in fixing your wounds. So this person needs to face healing themselves. Faith is a powerful belief that keeps you unwavering in the face of challenges. Faith is not blind. It is a deep trust in yourself and the universe's power. When faith appears, it reminds you to stay true to your beliefs. I think I think all along this person wanted the emotional connection. They were afraid of it. And so, you know, they needed to learn to have faith that being open and vulnerable is a part of life. And when you connect into a connection detached, so going in knowing I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to open up and I'm going to be free and lighthearted and young. Because you remember what it was like falling in love when you were younger. You just did it. And when you had a breakup, yeah, it may have hurt a little bit, and sometimes it may not have, right? It depends on who did the breaking up. Because, you know, a lot of times growing up, you know, you did the breaking up, and some people did the breaking up with you. So you felt it from both directions. But it didn't take as long to get over. It's when you get older, you feel like you have more to lose. Excuse me, you have more to lose. So we have a tendency to hold on to everything from the past. And it's the little, you know, nudging devil that sits on our shoulders and says, hey, don't forget, so and so broke up with you. So and so cheated on you. So and so left you. You know, whatever it was, it's always in the back of your mind. Because we learn as we get older, and we should learn what the red flags are. But we also, it's a fine line of not overly protecting ourselves to where we can't allow ourselves to move on. And I get this energy myself. I you know, fell into a couple of long-term relationships, situationships that were not good for me. And I held on to it. And so I get it. And you hold on to it as long as you need to, but you don't want to hold on to it so long that it keeps you from the opportunity of finding a correct person. And this could very well be your correct person. You just had to give them space and let go for them to wake up and realize that they want to come in and try to work on this. So that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope it was helpful. I hope it resonated. You know, this is a to be determined. You don't know what's going to happen until the both of you try, right? But the lover's connection is a strong connection. So, you know, it's not as easy to get away from each other or out of each other's minds. So, as we get older, sometimes astrology and planets do some shifting to force people into situations and healing. And so maybe that's just simply what's happening here with Chiron, you know, moving into Taurus. And then, of course, we've got the Mercury retrograde. It's going back to those old situations where there's confusion or misunderstanding, or simply coming together to have a talk and coming to the terms of, can we stop juggling or not? And then make the decision whether you're going to move on together or separately. So anyway, I hope it was helpful. I love you guys. Until the next one, I'll talk to you soon.